Welcome to this episode of our book read through of Elon Musk, Woke Messiah by Albion. When we left off, we had just passed the intermission. So hopefully you did some of those self-care items on there before we move on. Intermission, it looks like it's about halfway through the book. I think intermission sometimes a little more than halfway. I'm gonna play, but this one looks like it's right about halfway. The page we left off on was this one, and it starts with a Elon Musk quote that reads, "Talent is extremely important. It's like a sports team. The team that has the best individual player will often win. But then there's a multiplier from how those players work together and the strategy they employ." I think we've definitely seen less talented teams win because they have better teamwork and strategy. But that's not to discount the importance of talent. Below that is a heading that says binaural intelligence. Binaural intelligence. In 2027, Neuralink made exponential leaps technologically. This technology comes to be known as BI. In 2029, Elon becomes the 1,000th person to have this technology implanted. And then in parentheses, it says Cyber Musk. Okay, so what did we read? When did he change his name to one name? I don't remember. So I think we're getting some clues here. We can connect some of the dots. He changed his name in 2029 to the one word which we think is Albion. And in 2027, he has this BI technology implanted. Albion, Elbion. So Elon with BI in the middle. So is that like Elon with his binaural intelligence addition? Aha! So if we go back and think about the first half of the book, it seems like I don't see another explanation. So Albion is Elon in the future after having this binaural intelligence implanted. What that all includes, I'm not sure. I'm not real familiar with Neuralink, but aren't you supposed to like communicate with each other with technology a little better? Does that mean you can faster access to knowledge? It kind of seems like a cyborg, but maybe to a lesser extent. Neuralink, very interesting. So if Albion wrote this book in 2080, I don't know how we have it today, if the copyright's 2080, but interesting. So he writes the blurbs. Is that we're saying Elon from the future. Then we have Elon quotes. We have Bertrand Russell, who apparently Elon is the reincarnation of. But then we also have these future predictions, which I guess if it's copyrighted in 2080 would have already happened by then. But then we have these other like questions for Elon. I don't think he's asking these to himself, or is he? And then we're guessing he's writing these poems. So maybe this is all from future Elon. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and read the first half of the book, but that connects a lot of dots. That makes sense. Huh. I like it. Okay. So 2027, he gets this Neuralink binaural intelligence, his BI implanted. 2029, he changes his name to Albion. And all these blurbs are kind of scattered between Yeah, we haven't seen any before that 2029, so that makes sense. Oh no, in 2029 he has it in plan, and I guess changes his name that same year. Huh, okay. Below that is a heading that says, "Hey Elon, what activity is the biggest waste of human time and potential?" And in parentheses it says, "Please don't say writing this book." So maybe is he talking to himself? Is he asking himself some questions? And then next page, in parentheses, it reads, "Nobody reads books anymore." I don't read this book, but maybe it's heading that way. Although I think a lot of comments he's making is just making fun of art or books or knowledge. Then below that, it says miles of the Boring Company tunnels on Earth and Mars approximate. So we had the number of Teslas on Earth and Mars, a number of Tesla bots on Earth and Mars, right? And now the miles of Boring Company tunnels. Again, starting in 2032 instead of 2022, on Earth there's 1,000, 0 on Mars, 42, 10,000 on Earth, 100 on Mars. 52, 80,000 on Earth, 500 on Mars. 62, 200,000 on Earth, 800 on Mars. And in 2072, 500,000 miles on Earth and 2,000 miles on Mars. Interesting. Below that is a poem that is entitled "Senseless." "I could not hear or taste or smell or see or touch, I was not well. With just my thoughts all alone, I could not sense, just like a stone. But in my deepest misery, I found a friend, that friend was me." And in parentheses, it says, "cute." So this is really starting to make sense. So these poems definitely seem like they coincide with a lot of the same thoughts from the Albion blurbs. Him just closing his eyes and being with himself. And that seems to be echoed by this poem. Okay. I'm definitely going to have to reread the first half of this book. Oh, next page, looks like we have a long poem entitled "Curious Question." And it reads, "My father said to find out why, ask questions and always try to understand just how things are from the everyday to the bizarre. And in doing this, I would find myself with an educated mind. So I charged myself with a single task, to ask and ask and ask and ask. If I heard a name, then I asked who, where are they from and what do they do? If I heard a place, then I asked where. Tell me everything, please do share. I wanted to know why and when and what, every detail, every if and or but. I learned so much, my brain was full, and there was still an intellectual hole. So I started to ask the tough questions next, but to my surprise, people seemed vexed. And the harder the question was, the more people simply answered because. Simply that, nothing more. Did they not know? I wasn't sure. Questions without answers, this was new. What was a lover of knowledge to do? At first I was frustrated, I was perplexed. Is my search over? What comes next? But as I was sitting around sadly moping, an idea struck me that got me hoping. As a dedicated wisdom lover, my new task would be to discover. Discover the answers that haven't been found. My foundation of knowledge was valid and sound. I just had to get the pieces aligned in order for new truth to find. So I started a new journey that would never end, a journey to make knowledge my friend. I like that. That reminds me of his quote when he talks about kind of pestering his parents with questions and continuing to ask why. Next, looks like we have another longish poem, and it reads, I just auditioned the other day for the best part in the school play. I don't have to say much, just stand there and such, and be quiet as can be, because I'm playing a tree. I am the tree that stands in front, but tree number 2 tried to pull a stunt. It was scene 1 of opening night. The crowd was a twitter, and then came the fight. Tree number 2 tried to steal the show. He stepped right in front, stealing my glow. So I karate chopped him in the trunk, and to the stage his branches sunk. But then he kicked me in the roots, which really were just old cowboy boots. I stuffed some leaves in his ear. He stabbed some bark into my rear. The curtains came down and the director yelled, "Cut!" We were put in a room and the door was shut. We sat there rubbing our bruises and bumps, massaging our hurting ears and rumps. But then we both started to smile. We were the stars, at least for a while. I don't know what to make of this poem. It seems like it's, I can't make a connection, or maybe I'm not supposed to. All right, well, that's where we will finish this episode. Join us for the next episode. And until then, have a great day.